really cool how it skips in time to the music. The animation's pretty good. I'm presuming it goes through the whole video. He jumps a lot. That was quite cool, with the whole blinking thing. That was good.
So, what do you think about the whole music video?
I thought it was quite cool, to be honest, with all the animation and like the pulsating bit on the road. I thought that was really quite cool.
I think. Do you think that helped to slow it down to like the break part of the song?
Yeah, because the rest of it was all fast paced and you kept clipping to different videos, especially at the beginning, obviously, to fit with the beat. But with that one, it kind of slowed it down, as you said, and gave it more of the mood that it really required.
Do you think that the music video represented the genre of indie pop?
Yeah, because it was a young male, obviously, running about doing things, and usually, like One Direction, for example, all they ever do is run about in their videos.
Any improvements?
Yeah, I think maybe if you had another person in there, because the whole song is about romance, and then you've just got this one person running around on his own, and I feel like if you'd have maybe at the end or something put in like a romantic character, that would have been better.
So, this is my website.
Okay, so I'm presuming this is the homepage, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. And do these actually work now?
No, it's just for imagery. But if it was like a real website, then it would be working, obviously.
So is it a different background image on every one?
It is.
That's very clever.
I thought it would liven it up so it's not like the same repeated background
I like
on every
how you
picture.
said liven. Like the live. Okay. It's quite informative, like it says everything that you need.
The gallery basically just contains loads of different shots, about maybe some on-set shots or maybe just some scenic locations where the artist has been, or just some shots of the artists themselves.
And then this is obviously like your gift shop. Could I actually buy one of these if I tried?
No, you couldn't, but obviously all the links would be there.
They look quite foolproof, like it looks like it's an actual thing.
Thank you.
And the prices seem to be quite okay, like they're not too high, not too low.
Would you say that would suit my target audience of 13 to 24-year-olds? Would 13-year-olds be able to like afford it? I've tried to make it with the key chains being like $2.99, which I think they would prefer. What do you think?
I think your younger generation, so your 13 to 15, they'd be relying more on their parents for money, so they might actually buy more into the more expensive stuff because it's more gimmicky things, if you know what I mean. A lot of younger years seem to go for that, whereas the older years, like, I feel like they would go for these higher priced ones because they're hoodies and things, and that seems to be what your higher audience wants. But I feel like you'd get quite an all-round audience for this.
Okay. For the upper audience, I also created a mug, which I thought would be more suitable for like the 24-year-olds within my age, because the older they would want something more suitable as well as unique.
Yeah, that works. I like how you give the option to have an account, even though you can't just click it, but I like how you give them that option. And the social media tags are quite cool, and it actually has links to it. Well, to Google Plus, Twitter, and Facebook anyway. But I actually like that you put that extra detail in it. And then are these like
that just informs you about the artist, yeah.
But that's quite cool. So if this is a real website, you'll be able to actually.
Yeah.
Have you made these actual emails so people can actually email you?
Not with the actual Borns official address, but if it was obviously a real artist, real website, then obviously it would be. And I think it would be a good way to like get updates on the artist and to get maybe even send fan mail to the artist as well, so it forms like a wider connection with the artist and the audience.
So you give them the option to have these updates.
So would you say any improvements?
I don't particularly like that bar. I feel like it restricts me, it gets rid of the viewpoint. I know a lot of people will think, I like it because you can see it all the time. But I prefer a drop-down box where you can
At the top.
look.
Originally, I had the actual bar at the bottom as well as the ability to scroll, and everything was all on just one page. Would you say it's better from the verbal audience feedback I got back then that I actually made it into individual separate tags?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's way better than what it was.
Yeah?
But yeah.
It makes it easy and more suitable for the audience to actually use, especially for the younger ages. So this is the website that you would see on your mobile. Just use it like you would normally do and tell me what you think.
So it's the exact same as the website, yeah?
Yeah, but this is what you would see on your mobile. So the menu box is like to the top right hand corner, for example.
Yeah. I think it's quite easy to navigate. I really do like the fact that it's a drop-down box and that you can just click on everything. The only thing that upsets me is you can't see the background, but I suppose it can't really be helped with a phone.
Yeah.
But I do like it. So if I pulled this up on my phone now, this would be...
Yeah, this would be the view on your phone.
Yeah. No, I like it. It's quite good. I'm not going to look through everything.
So would you say that in the overall, including the other website obviously as well, do you think it relates to the genre of what I'm going for, which is like fun, youthful vibe, outdoor, you know, things like that? What would
I mean, you've got a lot of pictures of him outdoors, so you've checked that box. There's a lot of him in your traditional teen styles where it's kind of like, look at me.
like posing in a way.
Yeah. And his facial expressions are very calming, and I think if you were a teenage girl, especially around the 13, 14 genre, you'd probably be like all the time. And without, to explain that face, but
I know what you
I think
mean.
that they like it a lot. Yeah, I do think it's quite good. It appeals to the modern day boy band aesthetic. I know it's not a boy band, but he's an attractive young male, and a lot of girls are probably swooning over him. I think it's quite easy to access. So if you if you were a young child to the point where you were 26 maybe, you could easily navigate that and see what you want. It easily says this is where you get tickets, this is where you that, and that's what people go on the websites for, as main priority. So I do think it's quite clever how you've done it.
Okay, thank you. So would you say any improvements? I know that you've already said improvements about on the other website with the actual bar, but considering that the bar doesn't actually exist on the mobile one, would you say any other improvements on the mobile?
I think it's quite a flawless website, to be honest.
Okay.
On the phone, I think it's quite good. The only thing would be that you can't see the images in the background. But like I said, you can't really help that with the mobile. And you fixed what I didn't like on the website on your phone. So
yeah. Okay, so this is my CD package. Just go through it like you've done on the others and just tell me what you think.
Okay.
So that would be on the disc. That's the disc imprint.
Yeah, like I can already see that the colours from that match with that, and the moon is quite dark. It goes with the theme. It's quite nightimey. The font on it, I really quite like. It's very formal, but at the same time, it's not too snobby that kids won't want to buy it, teens won't want to buy it.
Yeah.
It's very indie, I suppose. Like the genre that you're trying to go for, like it works quite well. I like that you've got this contrast between black and white as well. And it goes quite well with the
I specifically did like the Elemental, the title of the album, in like the same colour as what's in the crest, which is like part of the logo for the artist. So it brings that out and it makes it contrast well.
Yeah, no, it goes really well. Immediately what I'm noticing though is that you've got pretty cool, the white writing, and I think it just blends a bit with these lighter scenes, and you've got quite a few where you've got really bright lights. Yeah. And the white, it's almost, I'm struggling to see what the lyrics are, which I think would be a bit of a downfall. But it works quite well with these darker ones, so I feel like you probably did have quite a challenge.
Yeah, the thing is about the white text in particular, I kind of already knew that you couldn't actually see it on some of the lighter scenes. However, if I kept on changing like the text font or the text colour in order to match and coincide with the actual picture, I was worried that it would look too off style in a way, if you know what I mean. So it wouldn't look as a continuous style throughout, and that's what I didn't want to happen, so therefore I just kept it within the same font. But do you think that I could have done it a different way? For example, I could have just done the picture of the artist on one side with no text or lyrics or anything,
Yeah.
and then on the other side of the page, like more of like a plain background, with then the lyrics on that way. Then you could see it better.
I feel like that would work, but obviously you'd have to have more printing. It'd be more expensive with papers. You'd have to have more of a plain background, but would have something on maybe the corners or something, or else I think it'd
To make
be
it
too
more
boring,
interesting, yeah.
and it just wouldn't look as professional.
That's what I was trying to avoid at the beginning. Like, that's why I did the two pictures. I still made sure that the two pictures outside of each other kind of matched, like within the same setting, within the same scene. But I did include them ultimately to make it not boring and to make it still interactive for the young people.
Yeah.
But I do understand what you're saying by the fact that maybe the older sections of my target audience might want to actually read the lyrics and, you know, get more involved within the songs rather than maybe, as you said before, the teenage girls just wanting to
Look at his face.
yeah,
When listening to
yeah.
it. But I do like the imagery that you've used. I think it's quite.
That's my back cover as well.
Yeah, I think it's quite representative of that's a weird phrase. Of the culture, genre, everything that you wanted to go for. And
yeah.
I think if you looked at any boy band CD, any solo artist who's a male CD, you'll have very similar things, whether they're sat down somewhere looking off in the distance.
Yeah.
And I've only just noticed that you've got him from behind in this one. And on
And
your
the front, yeah.
Yeah, that's quite
I wanted
clever.
to make that contrast, yeah. And also within the front cover, as you can see now, that the artist, I made sure that he's central, that he is brightly lit, which I think that the brightly lit background and the actual image itself that I've done in colour correction actually makes the artist genre seem more fun and more playful. Therefore, it makes him seem more inviting straight away. What do you think?
Well, you've already kind of said it. Because the writing is very, very central, and you've got him just below it, and he's not off to the side, he's not off to the other side, it's not in the corner, he's directly in the middle, so you know immediately who it is, and everything like that. The background almost seems irrelevant compared to him. He is the main point, and that is what people want, not trees, they want his face.
I actually did use an effect on my camera called the miniature effect, which, as you can see on the actual image, it blurs out like the sides of it, so it makes the subject, in this case the artist, more prominent to the viewer. Any improvements would you say within the front cover?
No.
The only thing I was worried about, in particular with the front cover, is the fact that the artist is looking off into the distance. Whereas, like, in the conventions that I've looked at before, it's like that's usually symbolises more of like a rebellious vibe of the artist.
I don't get that, to be honest. I kind of see that it's kind of nostalgia in a way. Like, he's looking off, he's remembering things, he looks nice, and that image is used in your music video, which I'm presuming that it's linking to. And that's about love and that he wants to find someone, and it just looks as if he's searching for something rather than
yeah,
like it doesn't look rebellious.
Do you think that helps with like the colours that I've used as well? Because normally rebellious is like darker colours, whereas like I've used
you've used darker colours, but they're more serene. They go together. It's not like harsh red and black. You've used blues, which is a very calming colour.
Any overall improvements other than that?
I'd just fix the writing if I were you. I know you can't at this point, but
would you say that in particular the middle section, the central pages within the inner booklet, do you think that they go together and look okay? Rather, because it's not obviously a full spreaded page, it is two separate images.
These two?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do like them. I wish that he was looking the other way, so he like swapped them round. But I do think they work quite well. Looking at it now, though, I almost feel like it shouldn't have been two of the same like people. Like, it's just him, both very focal in the centre, and they're very samey images. Whereas I feel like if you'd have had something possibly from a different genre, almost like completely different, like a park or something,
from different like maybe camera angles.
Yeah,
as well.
like maybe if he was like off in the distance rather than centre, like he is because it seems to be quite a repetitive thing that he's always in the centre. He's there all the time.
Yeah. Okay. Would you say that maybe a spread that would have gone all the way across would have been better?
Yeah.
Almost
definitely.
like a mini poster in a way.
Yeah, I feel like that really would have made it a lot better. Like, don't get me wrong, this is good. I just feel like
Okay.
maybe a big one or a more more far off one would have worked.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much.